Hey, this is John with the Utopia Experience. So today I wanted to talk about rejuvenative stem cell therapy and my experience and why I've done it twice. So if this sounds interesting to you, please stick around. So just as a disclaimer, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a medical advisor. This is just my own personal experience with stem cells. So please do your own research. Take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt because we're all different. We all receive things differently. So what works for me might not work for you. So, check with a medical doctor that you trust. But in my experience, it's been life-changing. The reason I opted into rejuvenative stem cell therapy was, I was just looking for a way to become a healthier person. I wasn't really feeling good. I was overweight. I was, 39, had a 42-inch waist. I just felt tired and lethargic all the time. I had a lot of brain fog. I had some health issues. My liver at the time was only working at around 65%. I used to drink a lot, pretty heavy in my past years. I had a lot of issues with my arteries and some blood flow. I actually had a problem with my arteries, and there was a valve in my hip where the blood would pump down into my leg, and it wouldn't allow the blood to pump out, this valve. It was allowing the blood to pool here in my ankle. And so I had this big purple spot from stagnant blood basically down here. And so I was really concerned with this. And there was just general health issues, and I was a father. I had our first son, Indy. He was 2 years old, and we were getting ready to have our second son, Obi. And I was just like, I really need to start making some changes in my life. And so I started doing some research on stem cells. And at the same time, my mother, she was doing a lot of research on stem cells as well because she had a lot of knee issues and knee problems. And we happened to find a doctor here in Guatemala that did rejuvenative stem cell therapies as well as localized injections for knees and joints and different things. And we were able to contact him, and we kind of coordinated all this perfectly timing as we were getting ready to have our second son, Obi. We were able to use his umbilical cord for stem cells. So, it's basically just leftover umbilical cord blood that is normally just cut off, discarded, and thrown away. But we were able to utilize this, myself and my mother actually, and as a great benefit to our health. And so my mother got, I think, 40,000 stem cells injected into her knees, as well as an IV. And I had almost 70,000 stem cells as an IV, as a rejuvenative IV. So when you take the IV, the stem cells go into our body, and they're like little soldiers. They run through our body, and they're going to look for any problem areas. Especially if you don't have major health issues. So my mother, she had them locally injected into her knees because she was really looking to help generate cartilage and to help be able to walk better. For me, I just wanted to feel better. I wanted to see what it would do. And so some of the results that I had, which were amazing. One, it completely healed this big purple splotch on my leg. It helps my circulation, fixed this valve that I had, which the doctors originally had said I needed surgery for. So that was amazing. I'd mentioned before my liver was only working at around 65%. And I went in 3 months later, and we got a test done, and it was at 95% efficiency. So amazing, 30%, and just from getting this IV. The other thing that I noticed was my hair actually grew back. I was really starting to go bald. I still have kind of thin hair here, but it was really, really thin. And within about 3 to 4 months, I would say I had a 50% increase in hair growth. I was like, wow, that's awesome. I wasn't expecting that. as well as was almost completely gray. And I'm still quite gray, but now it's more like salt and pepper. So like my hair darkened a lot. So these are just some interesting things that I noticed, over the period of the first like 6 months of getting the first stem cell treatment. As well as a lot less brain fog. I had a lot more clarity. I had a lot more, I was less lethargic. I was more motivated, I guess would be really the word, and it really sparked something in me. And I think that the stem cell is something that really set me on my path to wanting to change, to really trying to become, John 2.0, right? Like just trying to move to that next level. And that's when I really started doing more research on health. I started thinking about, I probably should be working out. I wasn't as lethargic and tired all the time, so I decided to start doing some light workouts. I had less joint pain, less stiffness. As we get older, we wake up and we kind of sore, a little stiff. Like, I'm sure we all have those feelings when we hop out of bed in the morning. You have like those pins and needles in your feet, and and you're walking to the bathroom and you're kind of like, oh, ow, ow. All of that went away. Like even still, I jump out of bed, I feel great. I feel like, I'm 18, 19 years old again. And one of the interesting things I've read in multiple places is that the rejuvenative stem cell actually, it resets our biological clock by 10 years. So I mean, literally, it's like I can vouch that I feel. I mean, maybe it's placebo, maybe it's a mixture of a lot of other things that I'm doing in my life right now, but I feel younger and healthier than I have in the last 15 to 20 years, and I definitely can say the catalyst to moving me in this direction was the stem cell. I've done a lot of other things now in my life to become healthier. I've gone from being an unhealthy vegetarian to a vegan. Like I said, I used to eat 5 to 6 pizzas a week and French fries and fried food and cheese sticks and jalapeno poppers and Coca-Colas and the works. And I've cut all that out. I've cut out my sugar intake. I've cut out cheese. I've cut out the dairy. I'm basically now a vegetarian. And all of this I think comes back to having less brain fog, just having a more clear way of thinking. I came to this realization that our time on this planet is finite. We waste it. We all talk about wanting to have a long, healthy life, but we really don't do the things that we need to do to be healthy. We don't want to do the hard things. We don't want to cut out the Coca-Cola and the sugars, and we don't want to eat healthier or cut out the cheese and the dairy and the fats, because it's easy. It's easy to do the things right now. We're like, but it's instant gratification, But the problem with that is, with that instant gratification, we pay for it in the end, And for me, I would rather work a little harder right now. I'd rather put in that time and that effort and that energy today, so I don't have to when I'm older, so I can get those extra years, so I can have that extra 5 or 10 years with my kids, that extra 5 Christmases, with my kids, that extra 5 birthdays, that visit with my parents, so on. So when you really start to look at life in that way, like, it's easy to do the hard stuff now because it's going to make our life a lot easier in the end. And that for me was an amazing realization that I got. And I got this after I did the stem cell, after I started to really feel much better. So now I've done my second stem cell therapy. I did that about, I guess going on about 8 months ago. About 8 months ago, I did my second treatment. My mom actually came to visit, and she wanted to get a second doses for her knees to help her. And she's noticed amazing results as well. And at the same time, we figured, well, we'll do it together. So what we did is we went to the same doctor here in Guatemala, and we had a donor umbilical cord stem cell. So they find a match with your blood type. They process it down, they take out all the DNA, and they just leave the stem cells in the blood. They create an IV, and I had another treatment done. And same thing, amazing results. My energy levels have spiked. I'm more motivated. I went from working out 2 times a week to working out 5 to 6 times a week. I notice muscle tone is definitely growing easier. I feel like am 18 to 20 again. You know, like I do my push-ups, I do my workouts, and I just feel, the difference. I feel the muscle growth. I haven't really noticed any like crazy differences as far as, you know, changes in my physical body, other than just more like mental clarity, sharpness, less depression. So there's been a lot of really positive aspects to this. So anyways, that's kind of it. You know, that's been my experience as far as with stem cells. So for me, it's definitely something I will continue to do the rest of my life. I could see myself every 4 to 5 years going and getting a treatment done. You know, because at the end of the day, if it adds an extra 2, 3, 4 years to my life, and imagine that it adds an extra 2 or 3 or 4 years of life, of healthy life, you know, not being bedridden, not being in a wheelchair, not fighting, you know, heart disease or diabetes. So imagine it adds an extra 5 years to your life and of quality life. It's priceless. I can't put a number on that. I can't, you know, there is no price tag that I can say, oh, you know, it's not worth it, you know. I mean, imagine if somebody walked up to you today and says, hey, I have this magic pill. You take this, it's going to add 5 years to your life. And it's not only going to add 5 years to your life, it's going to add 5 healthy years to your life. I mean, how much would you pay for that? You know, $1 million, $2 million, $5 million? You know, really at the end of the day, there is no number you could put on that. Like I said, an extra Christmas with your kids, priceless. You know, and just having those extra healthy years in your life and not having to suffer through, you know, being in hospitals, being able to climb a mountain or a volcano when you're 60 or 70 or 80. I mean, that's my goal, you know. So I want to burn out, not fade out. So anyways, I hope you guys find this video interesting. If you got any value out of it, please hit that like and subscribe button. If you know anyone that would find this video interesting or helpful, please share it with them. It really will help our channel grow. And if you yourself are interested in stem cell or rejuvenative stem cell therapies, please send us an email, and I would be more than happy to put you in contact with the doctor we used here in Guatemala. He was an amazing guy. He really has helped me. He's really helped my mother. And like I said, it's something that I personally am going to do on a regular basis for a very long time. You know, probably the rest of my life. So if it's something that you're interested in, please reach out to us. Let us know. You know, you could go to the city, have it done, and you can come out here to Utopia, stay in a beautiful eco hotel, do some yoga, eat healthy, do some calisthenics, and I can talk to you a bit more about my experience and my stories, and we'd love to have you. So anyways, take care, have a great day, and we look forward to seeing you.